Hello everyone, welcome back to Cloud Institution. So today in this video, we're going to discuss about one of the very important interview questions on AWS, which is, can you explain the types of load balancers in AWS? Okay, so this is the very important and commonly asked interview question across many companies. So if you go for any interviews for on AWS, please be prepared on this particular interview question. And so not even that so not only that you have to explain only the types of load balancers, also you have to explain that in which layer of OSI it it operates at. Okay, so now the answer for this question is, okay, so AWS offer three types of load balancers. So the application load balancer and network load balancer and gateway load balancer. Okay, so now actually the load balancers types are four basically. So there is one more load balancer called classic load balancer, which is a pretty old load balancers, and that is not being used currently. So that is still being so in the portal, but AWS recommends not to use the classic load balancer, which is pretty old. Okay, instead of that, the newer load balancer which is being introduced is the gateway load balancer. Okay, so GLB. Okay, so now if you can see the load balancer types, right? So application load balancer, the ALB operates as the application layer. Okay, so of the OSA layers, right? So we have different types of OSA layers, seven OSA layers. Out of these OSA layers, so application load balancer operates at the application layer of the OSA layer, and then NLB, network load balancer operates at the transport layer of the OSA layers. Okay, which is the layer four of the OSA layers. Okay, so then the GLB, the gate load balancer operates at the network layer of the OSA layer. Okay, so okay, so now let's go back and see the so different types of load balancer and where to see the load balancers. Okay, so now if you can go back, okay, so this is the ES2 panel. Now if you can come back to the load balancers pan before. So if you can see here the load balancers, you can click on create load balancers. You can see three load balancers. Okay, so load balancers types are application load balancer and network load balancer, and then gateway load balancers. All right. So now you can see also the previous generation load balancer, which is classic load balancer. This is what I was mentioning. Balances when you have an existing application running on EC2 classic network. Okay. So if your if your application is currently running on the existing the classic load balancer, then you can so it's preferred to use it. Otherwise, the all three load balancers, which is application load balancer and network load balancer, and then gateway load balancer. Okay, all these three are the very important load balancers. So whereas the application load balancer, as I mentioned with you, this operates at the OSA layer 7. Okay, which is the application layer, application layer of the OSA layers, right? So it is having the very important features of the traffic routing, through HTTP and HTTPS. You can also configure so the redirection rules of so application redirection rules, and this kind of concepts you can just set it up in the application load balancer. Okay, so the classic load balancer, when you need the ultra high performance, the speed. If you want high speed of the so for your network and applications, then you have to use the network load balancer. But for this one, if you wanted to use in the if you wanted to do some kind of redirections, this kind of a application layer level of operations, if you are doing, then it can be useful for the application load balancer. Okay, so the gateway load balancer, so when you need to deploy and manage the fleet of a third party which virtual appliances that suppose so Genevieve. Okay, so this kind of applications you can use the gateway load balancers. So in general, right, most of the times the most major the load balancers we have been using is application load balancer and network load balancers. Okay, so the gateway load balancer is very minimally used in across the industry. Okay, so this is how you have to be explaining these types of load balancers in during the interview. Okay, so hope this video was helpful for you. Okay, uh, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you like this video, so please stay tuned for the so in the future videos, on the AWS interview questions. Okay, thank you so much, guys.